Shots fired. Oh, man. Old man Nick had this to say about the Big Ten. Woo. He said, I don't think the Big Ten is really that deep. It's not like the SEC where you got 8 or 9 teams that can beat you. I mean, Penn State. I mean, tell me the good teams. Maybe Michigan? Well, we'll see today, obviously, against USC. I mean, you think USC is going to beat Ohio State? Question mark. You think that would be a game if they played really? I mean, Illinois got beat like a redheaded stepchild, down in Indiana. So are they legit? I mean, come on. Ohio State is great. Now, to Nick's point, he has a good point because the Big Ten is not as deep as the SEC. Say what you want. I'm not an SEC homer. I'm just keeping it a bean with y'all. Now, Illinois, the jury's still out, right? We got to see you win the big game. Today's the day, though. You play Ohio State. Are you them dogs? Can you go beat the creme de la creme? Can you beat the best team in the nation? Today's the day to show it, right? And you got Luke Altmaier. We know how Hank Beatty is and how good he is on the outside. Can you get it done today is the biggest question with the Fighting Illini. Remains to be seen. Indiana, I think, is a solid team. They beat the brakes off of Illinois. But now you're going to play even a bigger matchup. You going now with the big boys, right? You're trying to catch the bigger fish. And you're going to go against Oregon, right? Let's say they lose by 3. I don't think it's the end of the world because you showed that you can hang. You came up just short. It's not the end of the world. But you go and get blown out, not a good look for the conference at all. Iowa's Iowa. Iowa hasn't been, as good offensively in years. They're getting better, sure. But Iowa's not a team that scares you. Maryland, same thing. Another team that's been struggling mightily. You look at that game. Maybe they'll pull off an upset or two, but not that good. Michigan State hasn't been really relevant since Kirk Cousins' days, if we're being honest. It's been a while since we've actually looked at them as a potential contender in the conference. So they haven't been good. You look at Michigan, really good team. I like the way that they're trending. I like Justice Haynes. He's nearing, I think, 700 yards rushing this year. Bryce Underwood had one of his best games here recently, 270 yards passing. He's getting better and better. But like, Nick Saban said, can you win those games, right? You're going up against USC. Can you handle business against an inferior opponent? We'll find out. Minnesota's Minnesota. Again, another team that has been a while since they've been actually relevant. So, not that good. Nebraska's a team I think nobody mentions enough. I think with obviously Matt Rule and obviously Dylan Raiola, they're a team that's definitely scary. I can see them getting 8 or 9 wins this year. So Nebraska's a team that doesn't get talked about enough, but I think with Dylan Raiola needs to be talked about more, and a team that could be potentially dangerous for sure. After them, you got Northwestern. I mean, again, football, academic school, I respect it, but they ain't been relevant in years. Ohio State, we know what Ohio State is. I'm not finna go on a whole tangent. I talk about them so much on my channel. You know what Ohio State is. Oregon is Oregon. I mean, you look at Dan Lanning. We just did a video on him. Another phenomenal team yet again. They can run the football. They're well-balanced. 1-2 punch in the backfield. Defensive line is good. Secondary's good. They the creme de la creme. Same thing. Penn State, struggling a little bit. A lot of people write you off when you have early losses. But like I said, if they could do what they need to do, they can get in the college football playoff. Yes, it was an ugly loss to UCLA. Yes, they were winless going into that game. The Bruins was. But if you Penn State, you still got to play Ohio State. You still got everything out in front of you. You just got to win the games now, right? That's the bottom line. We'll see how good they are, but they got to make sure they win the games. Now, Purdue, same thing. Team that hasn't been relevant in years, unfortunately. Bottom tier of the Big Ten. Same with Rutgers. UCLA, at least they showed you that they got a pulse, because they looked ugly to start the year. At least they showed you they got a pulse and beat a top-notch team that had, obviously, CFP playoff hopes. So you shout out to them. Nico Amaliava finally had a good game throwing the football for once. We'll see. Then you got USC. Jury's still out. Really elite offense, man. Jada Mayava, Makai Lemon. They got guys all over the field, man. The offense is potent, but once again with USC, their downfall is their defense. But they should be at least a relevant team. They should, like I said, get the 7 to 8 wins this year as a bare minimum. They can get closer to that with the win against Michigan today. And then obviously I've Washington. Now, I think Washington's a team that gets slept on a little bit in the Big Ten, but a team that I really like, formerly of the Pac-12. I think that's a team that more people need to talk about. Obviously, I know they haven't had their best year, but the quarterback's pretty good. They've hung in games this year. So they're a team I think that's like more middle of the pack. And then obviously Wisconsin. Again, Wisconsin, they ain't been relevant in years. Same thing. They ain't been really that top-notch team, since they had Melvin Gordon and stuff like that. So to Nick's point, he got a good point. You look at the SEC, they religiously have 7 to 8 people ranked in the AP poll, right? You look at teams like Tennessee, Georgia, Alabama, Missouri, Ole Miss, LSU. They got teams all over that are obviously in and out. I probably obviously missed a few of the teams that are ranked, obviously in there. Florida knocking off Texas, right? Oklahoma was a team I just forgot about. I want to mention it here as well, right? Can't forget about Texas. We'll see what they do today. So yeah, I agree with him. I think the SEC is definitely deeper, and I know Big Ten has won the last 2 national championships. I think it'll be a little bit different this year. I think somebody's going to emerge from the SEC, or even I give the ACC credit. Now, look, the ACC is not on the level of the Big Ten or the SEC right now in terms of the depth, in terms of the teams and everything like that. But when it comes to top tier teams that can compete, Miami's, Florida State's, I think Clemson will get back in that race again. Georgia Tech, I think they'll be able to shock a couple people, whoever is able to get in. But again, let me preface my comments by saying it's not on the level of a SEC or a Big Ten. But I think Nick Saban makes a great point. I think he's 100% hit the nail on the head. He's on the money with this. But comment down below your thoughts.